I had my friend Vic Blends. He was like trying to find like a kid to make a story like in the Dominican Republic in the city of Puerto Plata. I was waiting with a few of my friends until he texted me when he found somebody to like cut their hair and all that. And once he sent the message to us, I remember we just started walking. And when we got there, I remember just seeing like Vic, talking to this little kid, cutting his hair and like kind of sharing his story, just kind of like what he does. After a while, I noticed that this old lady that came by, kind of questioning like who we were and what we were there for, because we were kind of at her front yard. And when I noticed, I started talking with her. I started telling her like what we actually do, and like that we try to help people sometimes, and like that's what Vic was there for, kind of sharing the story, like to see if we can find some help for the kid somehow. When I said that to her, I was like, okay, like you guys help people, then come take a look at this. We started walking to this house, and like we walked in, and that's when I got to talk to Agripina. It's her name.
Yo me llamo Agripina.
Agripina, bueno, mucho gusto, Julio Rodríguez.
¿Y pero tú juegas con quién?
Yo juego pelota con los Marineros de Seattle en Estados Unidos. She started telling us the story and what happened with the flooding in Puerto Plata. There was a lot of rain and all that. It was a very like tough moment, I would say. To realize that she was living in those conditions. And
pues sí, mi hijo, yo necesito ayuda.
Wow, no, pero como yo le dije a usted, quizá usted no me conoce, pero a nosotros como que tenemos un corazón que nos gusta ayudar. That's when, after we stopped talking, that's when we decided, like, man, like I cannot leave this place and not do something about it. I feel like God is gonna punish me. He brought me here for a reason, out of the completely blue, and to be able to meet that lady over there, it was a very special moment for me. I mean, at the beginning, she was a little skeptical because she didn't know me. And like, there's always a lot of people that say that they're gonna do things and never really do it, or just gonna say it just to say it. And like, I gave it reassurances like, nah, like we're gonna do it, thankfully, like a good friend of mine is from Puerto Plata too, and like he knows a lot of people over there. And right that same day, like he called somebody that was like a contractor type of thing, and like he started seeing the house that same day, and like kind of said the things that were possible to do or that the house needed. And like I was like, I told the name of my friend, his name is Brian. I told Brian like, hey, like we gotta do this, we gotta do this. Like we came here in a very special and organic way, and it's like, God brought me here for a reason. Like we have to do it. From that point on, like she started seeing like things moving, and we got it done fairly quickly, which it was really, really fun. And I remember like just kind of the look on her face when things actually happened. It was a very special moment. We finished the house. I remember getting on the phone with her and like talk for a while, and just like saw her happiness, how she felt after she actually had her house remodeled and all that. After all the things that happened to her, like how she felt like helpless in a way, and like being able to help her, it definitely was a good moment. And like just kind of seeing her after I talked to her that time. It happened during the season too, like we did the remodeling and all that. I couldn't go back to Puerto Plata. I'm looking forward to go this off season, and like I told her, like just get a cup of coffee and just hang out with her, and that with that it will be enough for me. I know there's a lot of people in need, in many different ways. Like I love, let's say in my town, Loma de Cabrera, I love to give back with toys, baseball equipment, help out with sports and all that. But this was a completely different area of need, and I feel like it's so important to me to be able to help out because I have so much opportunity, and I just feel like I love to live a very simple life, but at the same time, there is a lot of people that they are in need in many different areas, and I feel like I will always try to help in whatever it is that I can help. I will always try to lend a hand because I just know that there is so many people in need, and I was a person in need at some point in my life. And God blessed me with talent to play this sport, and we have a lot of things to share for other people. So I feel like that's why it's important to me, and that's why I want to continue to do it.